Like this video to support. Join our YouTube family now and never miss out on epic content, entertainment, and surprises. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start. Spoiler alert.
The movie opens in an underground boxing arena. Frankie, the owner of the pub, is keeping an eye on the Carter Ford since he is dominating in the ring. Before Elwood Dalton, another boxer, enters the ring, Carter overcomes his opponent. Dalton still gets the money without a fight scene. Carter knows him and chooses not to fight. A man outside stabs Dalton when he loses $500 in a fight, but he runs away when he sees Dalton is not worried. While Dalton tends to his wound, Frankie approaches him and indicates that he owns and operates a roadhouse bar called the Roadhouse. In Florida community of the Glass Key, Dalton is given the chance to work as a bouncer for her. He doesn't seem eager to join at first, but in the end, he doesn't have any other alternatives. Arriving to the Glass Key is Dalton. He meets Stephen, the father of a Charlie, a young bookshop entrepreneur. They show Dalton the way to the Roadhouse and give him a free book. Before he starts work, he stops over to say hello to Laura and Billy. Dalton watches Billy and other male employees deal with the combative customers at night. Shortly later, a motorcycle gang under Deli's influence shows up and starts torturing the staff and clients. Dalton makes a discreet effort to talk to Del, but all that does is irritate him. He steps outside in the direction of the gang's motorbikes to entice them outdoors before encouraging Del. Before the man smashes him and all the bikers fall to the ground, he threatens to kill Dalton. After that, Dalton personally drives the group to the hospital. A doctor called Ellie tells him on his way out that they should have been brought there first since they are more important than other patients. She cares to his wounds after he has mesmerized her. As Dalton snoozes on the boat in the lake, Frankie tells him there is a crocodile not far away. When Dalton goes to sleep, he imagines himself in the UFC bout final round. Arriving on the yacht owned by their boss, the mob leader Ben Brandt, Adele, and his thug, they tell him about Dalton and how he used them to mop the floor. Dalton is a threat to Brandt's business in town, so he gives them orders to get rid of him by any means necessary. Dalton finds very fast that villagers know who he is, and when they see him, other thugs free Billy and other guys learn him how to handle confrontational clients. One man is identified by Dalton as having hidden weapon. He disarms him and then kicks him out. Dalton is starting to walk home from a long night at work when Del and his thugs try to run him over Del's girlfriend truck. Dalton is knocked over the bridge, but he survives. Del is waiting for him with a pistol when he gets home. Once more, Dalton assaults him, sending him into the water. Dalton tries to assist Del. He gets eaten by the crocodile first. Charlie ultimately tells Dalton about the illegal activity occurring in the community. A few of the Brandt's goons try to make Dalton go with them as he leaves the bookstore, but he uses a handgun to break the fingers of the one who is threatening him. Brandt learns that Dalton is a tough opponent, something that even Geralt, his father jailed, is aware of. Geralt sends Knox, his meanest and ugliest goon, to Glass Key to deal with Dalton. This occurs after Knox attacks a man for his jacket. He has an affair with a married woman and sets off a shop on fire before walking into the street in Italy while nude. When Knox arrives at the Brandt's house, he tells them that his father has hired him, which does not suit well with the Brandt or his other criminal accomplice. Ellie takes Dalton out on a date where they go out on her ex's boat. She tells Dalton that although he has been attempting to conceal his past from everyone, she is aware of it. He tries to walk away from Ellie, but she convinces him to stay and they share a kiss. Later, Dalton is found out corrupt police officer Sheriff Big Dick, Jacqueline de Almeida. Dalton is told to leave the town by the sheriff, but he refuses. After that, the cop starts abusing Dalton and the Dick is about to kill him when Ellie arrives and gives him a smack. Telling Dalton that Dick is her father, she carries him along. In addition, he works with Brandt. That's when Ellie tells Dalton for the real that she go out of the town. Dalton is approached by Brandt that evening at the Roadhouse. When he finds out that Dalton departed the UFC for killing his opponent in the ring, even when the referee called the bout. He starts to torment him about it. Dalton has been haunted by this ever since Knox arrives to wreak havoc after Brand leaves. Billy and the other boys get beat up by him, so Dalton has to intervene. Dalton finds Knox to be the problem, but when Dalton gets back up after being beaten, Knox is the taken aback. Ellie shows up on the screen to offer medical support. Dalton discovers that bookstore has been set on fire by bandits goons. Sam and the Vince he starts to leave town. Charlie and Stephen are told that Dalton is still alive despite being in hospital. After Dalton strikes Vince's throat, his trachea collapses and he eventually suffocates. Vince threatens him with a gun. Dalton discovers Moe, the least corrupt person in Dale's group. While disposing of the body, he tells Dalton that Brandit and his goons are scheduled to meet early the next day. Dalton finds one of the dishonest deputies loading a large case of cash into the boat as he makes his way to the ocean, in an attempt to implicate the deputy for Vince's killing. He knocks him out and sets Vince's body next to him. After locating Dalton, the sheriff informs him and the Brand has abducted Ellie. When Dalton gets the Brand's yacht and sees Dick alongside him, he believes Dick invited him on the boat on purpose, but Brand admits that he actually looked like Ellie hostage. In an attempt to disorient everyone, Dalton sets fire to Ellie's former boat before the thugs can gather around him. As a result, the boat starts to sink and Dalton beats the shit out of the criminals before finding Ellie. She hurries out the window, taking Dalton with her. While Brandon catches Ellie and takes her to the motorboat, Knox shows up in the skiff boat and tries to kill Dalton. Knox falls into the lake, but Dalton manages to board the motorboat. When Dalton fights Brandon, the motorboat crashes right outside the roadhouse, sending Brandon flying onto the roof. In the meantime, Knox emerges from the water and snatches the car and runs into the roadhouse. Knox snaps and Brandon's neck when he presses for Knox to kill Dalton once and for all. In the second round of competition, Dalton and Knox face off. Knox proves to be an formidable opponent once more, but Dalton has the upper hand as he uses wooden shards to repeatedly stab Knox until he is unconscious. Showing there, Dick offers to step in for Dalton as a token of appreciation for saving Ellie. Before Dalton leaves, they share one last look. Then Laura, Frankie, Billy, and the others try to continue operating the roadhouse while clearing the debris. Dalton stops by the bookstore to see Charlie and Stephen again, just before he leaves. He gives them the cash bag he received from the deputy and wishes them farewell. After then, Dalton got on a bus to the next location. It is shown that Knox survived and the fight during the credits. After giving all the physicians a hard time, he leaves the hospital wearing just a gown.
Please make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. Check out the other videos if you watched this video all the way through. Cheers.